Second nature for children in the house. Hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone had a great day today. I'm so glad to have Brother Barnett with me tonight. I don't know. Brother D, he may pop in, he may not. But we're going to carry this show on. And I thank him anyway, even though he's not here yet. But I want to chop it up with Brother Barnett a little bit about, did slavery ruin us as a people? Now, as you're coming into the room, I want to make sure that you do this for me. Make sure you subscribe and hit that thumbs up button. And make sure you share this information with someone, because Second Nature for Children is working to come in now to make sure as a people that we are liberated, that we are set free mentally, because whether you know it or not, most of us are incarcerated mentally. And make sure all the videos that I have out, make sure you go back and listen to those videos. And if you have any questions, you can hit me up, snfchildren@gmail.com, or you could just shoot me a comment. And if you disagree with anything I've said, no problem. Hit me up, snfchildren@gmail.com, or you could just shoot a comment and I'll shoot it right back at you. So we're going to dive right into it. And I'm going to let Brother Barnett share his perspective on this right here. Did slavery ruin us as a people? Now, Brother Barnett, you know I normally would jump in and go first with some things, but if you would like to take the wheel first and share your perspective,
yeah, I can do that.
I'll let you go head on and jump start this thing off. It's on you.
Yeah, I won't say it ruin us. I say set us back. I won't say ruin. I look at it this way. Where we are right now, where would we have been without slavery? To me, we'd be much further ahead. Slavery just set us back. You know, I would more say that assimilation is hurting us more so than slavery. Because we're using Caucasians as a benchmark, you know, to, I guess, say, well, we leveling up. We using them as the mark to attain. And I think we surpassed that. We're better than that. So to me, that's hurting us more than slavery. Yeah, I mean, I just say it set us back. Even with after slavery Reconstruction, we accumulated a whole lot, but Reconstruction, racism, all the isms, despite all of that, we should be much further ahead, but we still can gain that ground that we lost because of slavery. The lessons we used to, I guess you can say in the 60s, 50s, 60s, to accomplish a lot of ground, we discard those lessons, man. We're not using it. That togetherness, you know what I mean? That, we look out for each other and all that. We're not doing that. And because of assimilation, because we figure, well, okay, man, we just like them. We can be like them. In reality, that's not the case. We know we live in, two different Americas. Might not want to accept it, but it's reality. So I think that more so than itself is hurting us.
Wow.
We're thinking that we have arrived. No, we have not. We need some tweaking, on a personal basis and collectively. We do some tweaking, man. We can really do some things, but it's hard, Individuals making money they never had before. And you can tell them to link up with somebody who ain't got none. They look at you like you crazy. What? You want me to lose my stripes? But you ain't gonna lose anything. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We all gonna gain in the long run. So it's hard. It's hard. So in a nutshell, I would say, man, it ain't ruined us. It set us back. Assimilation is definitely hurting us. And the fact that we push aside the things, the system we put in place to get thus far, we push that aside because we have arrived per se. That's hurting us.
Okay.
That's my tip. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. And I see that, and I definitely will go back and piggyback on you speaking of. Let's just take it back to the '60s. You know, that movement of trying to move forward as a people definitely was a wrap after Dr. King in '68. And then Fred Hampton trying to kick things off with the Black Panther movement and was definitely killed in '69. So definitely after the '60s, once we hit the '70s, I can see further as us moving forward as a people, a movement to come out of a certain mindset. I can see in 1970, it was a wrap after 1969. So I want to make sure I define some things right here before I kick things off. Common sense, practical intelligence, remember that. Lack of common sense, if they continue to believe or do something when there is evidence to suggest they will be better off thinking, acting a different way. So I just want to always come back and piggyback on that. And I want to take the word ruin because you use setback instead of
Yeah.
ruin. Okay. And I just want to make sure that we define the word ruin because we're doing, did slavery ruin us as a people? And so a very brief definition of ruin is that which is left after a destruction.
Okay.
That is what left after a destruction. Very great damage. Very great damage. Now, from the definition, I'm gonna use the word ruin because as I look at my people today, I see that there is a lot of destruction after slavery, in which I want to speak on as well that we are in a time of modern day slavery where
Yeah,
nothing,
yeah.
yeah, where nothing has changed but the time. And now I want to take destruction is a act of destroying, a act of destroying. Now stay with me 1 second because destroying is to break to pieces to make useless. Woo! I want you to stay with me just for a second. And a person who is the property of another one is considered a slave. So remember, to ruin, very great damage, very great damage. I think as a people, after slavery, and which is still going on, it just modernized, we'll talk about that, we are definitely damaged from the past of our ancestors. And it has come up through the generations that we have picked up a certain mindset of slavery. Because when you really think about it, when I see especially Black people treating Black people a certain way that's not good, I'm not surprised because when you study history, you'll see we treated each other bad before the Europeans even got here, before the Arabs even got here. We treated each other bad. That comes from history. That comes from one wanting to be superior over another.
Okay.
So I definitely think that slavery has, as a people, has ruined us because it has caused us great damage. I think it has really destroyed mentally a lot of us mentally. And so now we're at the point where it's 2023, and what they have done is they have modernized slavery, because you got to understand there was a time when, further as working the fields and doing certain things, technology was not back there for machines and certain things. Now you have, when you talk about picking cotton or picking this, or a lot of the works that the slaves were doing back then, it had to be manual slaves, manual workers to do this type of work, because we didn't have the mechanics of the machinery to do this type of work. So you took what they would call maybe the less fortunate or the less to be to go out and do this work. And now you got to see where, as they began, as time went on, and then they began to make more machines and things like that. Now you put in blacks out of work. I don't need you. I don't need you now, because now I have the machines to do it. Now we're coming more into a modern time. But now a lot of these blacks have depended on the white slave owners for so long, to now they don't even know how to do anything else. They don't know how to fend for themselves. And now they're telling you, I don't need you anymore. So now you can go. Where you have indoctrinated me with you taking care of me. That's here. So now I'm dependent on you. So how slavery has ruined a lot of us, because I was dependent on you here. So now you telling me, since they can make this machine right here, you don't need me anymore. Now you kick me off of your plantation when I don't know anything else to do. I don't know. I don't know how to survive. I don't know. I'm just gonna self-destruct. What you think about that, Cole?
To a certain point, to a certain degree, yeah, I can relate and I get it. But at the same time, I don't care how much you indoctrinate me. Mm-hmm. I still got control of my mind. Okay. You know what I mean? I still got control of my mind. Now you tell me no time while you in the field or on someone's job. Let's just use modern day. On someone's job. No time in that person's job, you never thought about, damn, I want to have my own thing. If I got a chance, what would I do? You know what I mean? What would I go to? They control you to a certain extent, but you still, I don't know what percentage you want to put in it, but at the end of the day, that's your mind.
Okay.
That's your mind, man. You know, you tell me that because of the situation you're in, you stop dreaming, you stop wishing, you know, you control that. Now, if they took that from you, then ain't no coming back.
Okay.
You know, ain't no coming back.
And
so at a certain degree, yeah, I can see that. But at the end of the day, man, you control your mind.
Well, you know what?
If you give that up, then what's the point even living? Be alive. What's the point?
And that's what's so sad by you speaking on that right there, is that a lot of us, because now you put yourself and you sit in I would say, a minority mindset. Mm-hmm. You know, you in a minority mindset, and that's great to have that mindset. But the sad part is that the majority does not have that mindset. And so they was incarcerated into a take care of me mindset. Right. So that's, do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I got you.
Yeah, most people, and that's why right now it's so easy for the church and a belief to draw people in. And I come from the Christianity sector, because Christianity is someone is going to be your savior. You see how you see? You see how from slavery, the European that you saw was the one who took care of you. You can't survive without them, the Europeans. I just want you to see the mindset. I just want you to go back to that time with me. If the old preacher said, if I could just use my mind's eye, I remember the old preacher saying, so if you and I can just go back to that time where the majority of the slaves had been enslaved to the point where I got to have this master to take care of me. And then it was only the Sojourner Truth and the Nate Turner and the Harriet Tubman. That's that. Now here come your mindset. But look at that one or two or three out of the hundreds and thousands that's in the barn. That's I'm not going nowhere. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going
I got
nowhere.
you.
And so now, even in the religion sector, we're still so religiously incarcerated from the Christianity standpoint to we feel like that if we say that Jesus doesn't exist, that we would just die instantly because that's our life. A lot of Christians has been indoctrinated to if Jesus, that's why they have to hold on to it. You can't pull them out of that belief because if you pull them out of that belief, they have been indoctrinated that Jesus is the way and Jesus is the only reason I'm living. When they say Jesus is the reason for the season, that's an indoctrination. Well, how you gonna say that's an indoctrination? Well, because other religions, they have their own Jesus. Then people who don't believe and don't acknowledge religion, I see a lot of them doing well. And you know, you can say, well, you don't go home with them, so you don't know how they're doing. Let me tell you something. Everybody may not be doing well who don't do religion, but believe me, there is a high group of folks as well who's doing well who don't do religion. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
And so now we're at the point where a lot of folks think that I'm doing real well, I'm doing real good, and not understanding that they're still enslaved because they're on a European's plantation when they go to work. It just don't look like it did back then.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, it's the same. See, it can't stay the same. So they have to modernize it. It have to be modernized. You understand? But it's just like when they had you back then, they would have you first thing in the morning. Boom, you got to hit the field. You understand? You had a certain time to hit that field. They may throw you a little slop. They may. Depends on who you with. They may throw you a little slop. You got to get back to work. You have a certain time at night. They may let you off, depending on what you're doing. Then you got to go back to the barn. Okay, I just want you to look at that account of that day. In 2023, same account. That morning, you got a certain time to go hit that clock. Back then, you got to hit the field or whatever they had you doing. You got a certain time that they'll let you go get you something to eat. Then you got a certain time to be back. Back then, they gave you a certain time. So a lot of people don't think about this. They think everything is good because you got no. That evening, they let you off. Okay. Now, instead of throwing you back in the barn, since we in 2023, they give you a couple of dollars. Now you go buy your own barn because you can't stay on my plantation no more. You go buy your own, you go buy your own barn. But I tell you what, don't get beside yourself because in the morning, at whatever time, you better have your butt back here on this plantation. So ain't nothing, nothing has really changed, but it just been updated. That's all it's been. What you think about that, Coach?
I agree with you. I mean, even now it's more intense in terms of not only the job got you hooked, but what you have acquired, your tangible things got you hooked. You know,
Okay.
you got to keep that roof over your head, that nice whip you pushing. You got to keep that, you know.
So really, okay, go ahead on, Coach.
Yeah. So now it's work. You got the job, you got finances, you know, you got different things pulling you in different directions. To a certain degree, I can understand how someone could stop dreaming and all of that. I get to a certain degree, but at some point in time, you want to get off this wheel because that's all you're doing. You're spinning. At some point, and you got to figure that out. Ain't nobody can do it for you.
Wow.
You know?
So I'm seeing it this time, and now I'm being able to understand why depression or why stress is so high. Because it's a thing that I came up with long time ago, and I don't know if anybody else used it. It was the first time I heard it when I said it, called rich poor. Well, a lot of people may make good money, but they want to live a certain way so bad to it can be rich to certain people who know finance and know how to deal and handle their money, but it's poor because they have taken that 6 figures and that 7 figures, and let's just take 100,000 a year. Let's just use that number. We can use $1 million a year. They can take in $100,000 a year, but living like $1 million lifestyle. You understand what I'm saying? So now, like you said earlier, they can went and accumulated and can bought these things that they really cannot afford. So now they have become a slave to these material things because.
Thanks to credit.
Say that again, Coach.
Thanks to credit.
That is.
Or no thanks to credit, however you want to put it.
Yeah, however you want to put it. Because first of all, we're gonna let you go on and get. We know you can't afford it, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna let you go on and get it. So we're gonna take your money that you was able to pay on it these couple of months. When you can't afford it anymore, we're gonna take it back. We got your money. We're gonna shine it back up. It could be the house, whatever it is. We're gonna put it back out there, and we're gonna let the next one of you who's incarcerated mentally, who want it so bad but really can't afford it, but just got to have it so bad, we're gonna sell it to them. So we're gonna keep selling it. We're gonna keep making money off of it because we know you coming and you want it so bad, knowing you can't really afford it. Now you become a slave to material things because you got to go to work sick. You got to go to work with a broke leg. You can't afford to take no time. You can't take no time off because you can't miss that check. And not even knowing that you have just become enslaved to material things. What you think about that, Coach? We got 9 more minutes.
Yeah, you on point. Is I can't be the only one who think to a certain degree the right thing. I'm hoping I'm not. Let's say it like that.
You in a minority.
Because, you know, that's where I am. Okay. That's why I am now. I always were there, but more importantly now, you know, it's not a day goes by that I don't think about, okay, how am I gonna get off this wheel? You know, I always live below my means anyway, so I figure, okay, I can last X amount of years without working, depending on where I live. Now, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? So I'm always thinking about that. You know, and that's intensified now. You know what I mean? So we got to change the way we think, man.
Okay.
You know, we don't. That's like I saw a piece and you know, Walmart closing a bunch of stores in Chicago and all these places.
Saw that. Absolutely.
People protesting. How are you going to protest someone that don't want to do business in your area anymore. That's not gonna come on. Really? You need to find how you can use this facility, who you can link up with, you know what I mean? To be a substitute, and then you wasting your energy. That's the way I'm thinking. I don't care if you gotta, look across the water for, foreign country to supply you what you need. Come on, man. But they protect it.
And that's why, and that's why from the topic, did slavery ruin us as a people? And the reason I go with it, by definition, something that's very greatly damaged, is because instead of that mindset that you're talking about, we got the mindset of we need them to do it for us instead of us doing it for ourselves.
Yeah.
So I would have to definitely go with it has and to your point, absolutely, it has definitely set we way back.
Way back, yeah.
Absolutely, it has definitely set us back. But coach, it has definitely ruined us too.
I guess I was looking at when I say ruin, I was thinking about beyond repair. I guess I was looking like that, beyond repair. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just that which is left after destruction. After something been messed up, look at what you got. After something has happened, look at what you got. After slavery, you see what I'm saying? After slavery has happened, look at what you got. So so that's why, that's one of the biggest reasons. Anytime I come on speaking about certain things, I'm gonna always define the word. And the reason I define the word is, let's just take the word stupid. Okay. Now, when we use the word stupid, you ready to fight. Somebody call you stupid, it's on. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because we have taken that word.
Yeah, we have.
And it simply means something that's dull or not sharp.
Yeah, I got you.
You understand what I'm saying? But we have taken the word, and somebody called you. All they're saying is that just wasn't a good idea or a good decision you made. That wasn't a sharp move. But we have taken the word, and when we hear it, it's time to throw down. And so I've learned that every time we come on, every time I'm speaking to someone, I'm gonna make sure that I go and define the word to make sure that it goes with what I'm talking about.
I got you.
So I definitely can see that after the destruction of it during that time, how it has damaged us up to this point. So I can use the word room. Absolutely, from the definition of it. You understand what I'm saying? And definitely as well, piggyback off of it has set us back.
Definitely.
You understand what I'm saying? And then we have to be very careful, because there's a story where the slave owner came out and told the slaves, listen to what he told them. He said, listen, from this day forward, we're gonna be partners. And the slaves, they started looking at each other, and they was going crazy. He said, no longer will I be your slave. We are now gonna split this thing 50-50. They going crazy. As a matter of fact, he said we can do it 60-40 your way. We can do it 70-30 your way. It don't matter. It don't belong to me all no more. It belonged to y'all. And the slaves are just going crazy. Then he told them, he said, well, listen, what we're going to do, we're going to go in and get some rest. Because now, tomorrow, when we go to work, remember, you're not working for me. You're working for yourself. So I really want you to put more of an effort, because it ain't about me no more. It's about you. Do you see? We got to be very careful thinking that this is good for me because we hearing it a certain way, where really it's benefiting someone else, because they can put the spin to make it feel like, oh man, I'm a part, this is mine. This belong to me. No, it don't. He got you thinking a certain way. Now you getting ready to go work your butt off even harder thinking that this is 60% yours, 70% yours, and now you working harder, 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 harder. Well, he or she gets 100% of the profit. So we gotta be very careful and more crafty ourselves because we just been they've been more craftier than we have been. Because I really do believe, Coach, that slavery has ruined us as a people from history all the way up to now. I really do. So we got about 2 minutes or so, Coach. I'll let you close out with what you would like to say. And I want to thank you once again for always coming in with such a great conversation. And the floor is yours, Coach.
We got to pivot, man. We ain't got no choice. We can either do it, you know, by ourselves, or we be forced to do it. Case in point, like I said, Walmart, we already got a bunch of food deserts in our neighborhoods. We had no choice but to pivot, you know. Look at the cost of rent now. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We can have to link up with each other to share, you know, a space, you know.
Okay.
We had no choice. We got to change the way we think, man. If we're gonna, you know, make it, we got to change. If you can't make it in one location, you got to find a location where you can make it, man. You can't be afraid to move and make a change. You never know. Your blessing might be somewhere else. Might be another side of the world. You don't know. You know what I mean? You're already suffering. What you got to lose? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know, I'm tired of
Absolutely.
seeing tents, man. I'm tired of seeing tents, man. You know, I'm tired of seeing tents, man. So I'm telling you, if I'm gonna struggle, man, I'm not gonna stay right here. No, I'm gonna go somewhere else, start over. We gotta think like that.
Well, you
You know,
know
it's a
what,
big
Coach?
world out here, man. So
I'm gonna leave it right there, Coach. That was great enough right there to close out on. So I just want to make sure that everyone go back and look at the other videos. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, and make sure you share this information with someone because you need it. And if you say you don't need it, I guarantee you, you know at least 8 more people who do. So once again, Coach, I want to thank you for coming on. Thank you for the great conversation. And until the next time, we'll do it again. So, Coach, we're going to get out of here and I'll holler at you the next time. I appreciate you.
all right, man. Peace.
Take care, Coach.
All right.